Hey, how's it going? It's Michael here, back with a brand new Cloverfield topic video. 10 Cloverfield Lane made its way into theaters in March of 2016 and surprised many people because it was relatively undermarketed, and of course it had the title Cloverfield in it. In the end, the film didn't end up being the sequel to Cloverfield that many people had hoped for, nor a real continuation of the story, but rather it was something completely different and vaguely connected. The story followed a completely new cast at a completely different time with different circumstances. By the end of the film, we have the main character, Michelle, driving off, but where exactly did she go? For this video, we'll be talking about what happened to Michelle after 10 Cloverfield Lane. So let's get into it. So before we get into what happened to Michelle at the end of 10 Cloverfield, it's important to know a bit about her and her arc throughout the movie, as this will help indicate her motivation and where exactly she'll be going and what happens. Throughout the entire movie and the very beginning, we find Michelle to be the type of person who never faces her problems, but instead tries to run away from it when things get tough. For instance, her and her partner in the beginning of the movie are fighting, which leads her to leave and get into an accident where she meets Howard, beginning the events of the film. Assuming she's been kidnapped, Michelle tries to escape Howard's bunker despite him telling her the truth and giving her evidence. As she leaves, she runs into a lady with skin falling, and ultimately she believes him and turns back, but shortly after, her and Emmett have a plan to make biohazard suits and leave. After a while, her and Emmett get caught and he dies, and she manages to escape, dumping acid on Howard, killing him. What's important here is as the film progresses, we see her starting to face these tough situations head on as time goes by, and this is important to her arc as a character and her decision at the end of the movie. As you know, at the end, the aliens come and try to get her, only to fail as Michelle makes a bomb and throws it into the alien craft's mouth. So the film ends with Michelle driving off, but now the question is, what happened to her after this? Where did she go? If we're looking at her from the beginning to the end, she's gone from someone who hides or runs away when things get hard to then, in dire circumstances like the apocalypse, actually rises up to the occasion, tackles her problems head on. Instead of running away from them, she goes from that to then literally fighting off aliens in a spaceship successfully. What happens after 10 Cloverfield Lane is Michelle heads to Houston to fight with the rest of the survivors and fight back against the aliens. We are hinted towards this happening when on the radio we hear two announcements. One, they're advised to go to Baton Rouge, as this would be a safe zone to go escape and hide at. The second announcement was for anyone with medical training or fighting experience, as they were requested to come to Houston. As the quote on the radio says, "We've taken back the southern seaboard and we're winning." Connecting to her arc and leaving when things get tough, we see her get to a point in the road with the two directions, one for Baton Rouge and one pointing towards Houston. We see her turn towards Houston, and this is because the fight for humanity is there. She stops running away and decides to stand up against the aliens, and that's what happens to Michelle after 10 Cloverfield Lane. She joins the resistance at Houston to win back the invasion against the aliens that we see in the film. Anyway, but that wraps it up for this video on what happens to Michelle after 10 Cloverfield Lane. What did you think about this video? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, then be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. But that's it for this video. I'll see you next time. Take care.